Hello, I'm Y3, I'm the Game Tutor, and today I'm going to be grading the Swapper on PC. The Swapper is a fantastic puzzle platformer game. Developed and published by Finnish developer Facepalm Games, it's actually the first game that they've released as a studio, and I struggled to find any other information about the developers. Either way, they've definitely done themselves proud, and whilst not the longest game, the Swapper is an absolute joy to play. The basic premise behind the Swapper is you are a person stranded on a space station and are looking for a way to escape and return home. In the course of this, you explore the space station and find orbs that allow you to access other areas. The game has a slight Metroidvania feel to it, but really the main focus of the gameplay is on the Swapper gun you gain early on. With this, you are able to create 4 clones of yourself and later gain the ability to swap control with any of these clones. This is referred to in the game as swapping souls, which creates some interesting ideas which we'll touch on later. Once created, all clones follow the same commands, such as walking and jumping. This allows you to solve complex puzzles using the premise of moving these clones around. Whilst this is a mechanic that has been used for years in RPGs and platformers, never has it been used to such effect as in the Swapper. The game is largely broken up into lots of small rooms that house individual puzzles. The difficulty in the Swapper is exquisitely good, and never did I feel like a puzzle was too hard. And even when I spent a few minutes stumped, I always got there in the end. I didn't feel cheated, and I felt pleased with myself when I finally did it. It's always the mark of a good puzzle game when it makes you feel proud and clever for solving its puzzles, and the Swapper definitely follows this route. The game is also well paced, with a difficulty curve that ramps up well, and the game introduces new mechanics regularly enough that at no point does the game become tedious or boring. One negative, if you could call it that, however, is the game's relatively short length, running at about 3 hours. But this does mean that the game never outstays its welcome, and plus, at the price, it's worth the money. Plus, don't forget, it often appears on sale and in bundles, and if you can see it on one, it's worth grabbing. The atmosphere in the game is superb, drawing on such influences as the films Alien and Event Horizon. This atmosphere is created by the use of clay that has been animated using stop frame animation. It's a beautiful graphic style that delivers a memorable aesthetic and suits the game perfectly.
This is where we developed the device in your hands. We looked at the way the watchers communicate and built a delivery system for it. To be frank with you, we didn't know what on earth it was at first. It turns out it swaps people's souls about.
The game's narrative is told through a series of voice conversations you have with a fellow survivor, as well as log entries you find along the way. There is also a set of cryptic messages left by an unknown civilization which add to the mystery of the story. The voice acting is excellent, and you'll find it difficult not to get pulled into this simple yet compelling story. Throughout the game, you swap souls and kill your clones regularly, leading to an idea of using your own body as a disposable resource. It raises some thought-provoking questions, such as what really makes you you, and if things such as teleportation did exist, would we be the same person at the end of it? Are we all just a recreation of cells, or is there something more to us, such as a soul? All in all, the Swapper is a fantastic game and definitely sits proudly as one of my favourite indie games of all time. It's also perfect for people that haven't got hours and hours to sink into a game, as its short playtime means it can be played quite happily in an afternoon. At the end of the game I was left satisfied, and while I was left wanting more, this was in the hope of a sequel rather than just the feeling that the game itself was too short. There are lots of surprises and things that I haven't mentioned here, as it's better to discover these yourself, but let me assure you that if you do decide to go out and purchase this game, you'll be very, very happy with your purchase.